How to change the negative to a positive. Hello and welcome to the podcast. My name is Paul Drake. Welcome. And if it's the first time you're tuning in, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you like the content. If you've been here for a while, please like, subscribe, share the videos. I want to hopefully grow this channel and bring as much of the knowledge and stuff I can to other people. So let's get on with the show. So today is about how you can change your negative thoughts into being positive thoughts. Now, did you know that the average brain has between about 50 and 80,000 thoughts throughout the day? That is incredible. You would never ever think that you'd think that much, right? But they've come to realize that the brain alone has between 50 and 80,000 thoughts per day. Now, that is just phenomenal. But if you think to yourself, if, say, 2/3 of them are taken up by negative thoughts, then obviously, the more thoughts that you have negative, then you'll be more negative. Now, the way to do this, you can reprogram your mind. You can change certain ways of doing things throughout the day. So then, instead of thinking more negatively when you're doing stuff, you're more consciously and you're more actively thinking about how you can change your mood, how you can be like a better person, how you can be more positive. Now, say you decided to be more conscious of your thoughts. So you get up in the morning. What's normally the first thing that you do when you wake up in the morning? Oh, is it morning already? Literally, that is one of the first ones. So already we're putting a negative spin on the day because we don't really, especially if you don't like your job or anything like that, you wake up and you think, oh, I've got to go to work. Oh, I've only had this much sleep. Oh, I don't want to get out of bed, it's cold. So we've already programmed our mind from the second we've woken up that we don't want to get up, we don't want to enjoy life, we don't want to push ourselves, we don't want to be positive. And as we get further on, we might end up, as we're getting dressed, might not have put something in the wash like we should have done, we might not have done this, and then the thoughts then starts coming, oh, well, I should have done this yesterday, but I didn't do it, I didn't have enough time. And then you think, oh, I've only got this much time before I need to go to work, oh no, I've not had this, and I've not had my coffee, and I've not had... So before you know it, before you've even gone to work, you might have had 5,000 different thoughts go through your head, blah, 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 and most of them being negative. So, consciously thinking about how you are throughout the day is a massive, massive step to becoming more positive. There is obviously more steps which I'll talk about later, but the main thing is trying to stay conscious and trying to, think about the situation and try to bring a better positive attitude into that situation. So when you wake up in the morning, just be like, whoa, morning already? Yes, another day I can start towards my goals. Or sit on the edge of the bed and just make some weird noises up and start clapping, and just you'll end up waking yourself up and just laughing your head off. Or your missus next to you or your fella next to you, I think you're crazy, but at least you've woken up with a good, great, positive mental attitude. You've started moving, you started bringing the energy back into your system, you started to wake up, now you'll start feeling good. Then, you're already set off in the right direction. Now, obviously, there is scenarios where you've woken up in the morning, you might feel a bit shocking, you might feel a bit groggy, but hey, if you had a morning routine, like the miracle morning, you'd want to get out of bed because you know the steps that you're taking in the morning are going to help you become a better person. Now, once you've set that up and you've gone to work and whatever else for the rest of the day, then you're still going to be conscious of your feelings, because even just having a great morning routine doesn't necessarily stop you having negative thoughts throughout the day. Now, the way to make sure that being positive is more on the forefront of your brain is by looking at things differently, by changing your perspective. So the way you change your perspective is by thinking, is this really as bad as what it seems to be? Or is there a way I can make this better? Or is there a place where I can go that will help me do or be better than what I were? So I've had some bad news yesterday. Now, it's not necessarily, let's put it this way, it's not necessarily the way I thought about it, but it was the way I acted about it after I got the decision, which made it not such a bad and such a bad and negative experience. I thought and acted as if this must be what the universe wants me to do, because I'm trying to go down one path in my life, and maybe the universe is telling me that it needs to change. There's certain aspects of that life that I was doing before that weren't serving me, that weren't being who I needed to be, and weren't letting me to just be, be the person that I needed to be. So it was just a decision, I think, that was maybe subconsciously there, maybe the universe was telling me, but it happened, and now I've taken it as a positive because there is no other way of looking at it. If I look at it as a negative, then I'll only be stepping backwards and I'll be moving back, and I won't be moving and progressing further forward and learning from the situation. So being positive and being conscious is about learning and becoming, better by taking what you've been given, transforming it into the next best thing, the next best, it could be next best project that you're doing, or anything that you feel to yourself that you can now put that energy towards, instead of being negative and holding back and thinking, oh, well, this is really bad, I don't like this is the worst thing that's ever happened. But is it? You don't know it is. It might feel like it because your emotions in your body are going mad and your heart's going, oh no, da 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 da. But is it really? If you think about it logically, and you think to yourself, how can this become better? How can I change this whole situation and make it into something that's actually positive? That is the be all end all of making your life better, by reprogramming your mind to more positive thinking, taking away the negative thoughts. As I said earlier, 50,000 to 80,000 thoughts per day. That's a hell of a lot. And the more thoughts that you put on one thing, the more likely that is it to come into your into your being. I can't remember who said it now. It's I don't know. I don't know if it was Napoleon Hill. I know he said, Napoleon Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive, he can achieve. So, if you're thinking in your head that you've got all this coming towards you, it's bad, and all you're doing is thinking about the bad, then obviously the more you're going to attract the bad. I don't know if any of you believe this, or any of you, have even looked into it, but the law of attraction works by what you think about and what you put in the emotions and your beliefs and your desires and whatever else into the ether, you're going to get back. So whatever you put out there, you're going to get back. So if you're putting all these negative thoughts and you're putting your negative beliefs out there, and you're going to put your the negative just impacts of your life more and more out there, then obviously it's going to come back. Now, this is just my theory. As I say, I'm no expert, and I'm not, trying to make out I am expert. I just tried to give you the knowledge that I've learned. But I think that the reason why there's so much negativity in the world is because not every single person, but most people on earth think about the negative more than the positive. All the time. So imagine the whole world, 7 or 8 billion people, and imagine, say, 5 billion of them people who are, more negative than anything. They constantly putting all that negative out into the ether in the universe. So it seems like that when it's coming back, the world's getting more and more negative. The world's getting less and less this, and everyone's getting more this and angry at that. And it just seems to be that everything's getting so more negative than it ever used to be. But I think that's because everyone is putting out there, through their own thoughts and their own beliefs and everything like that, all this negative out there. So what's going to come back? All this negative. Whereas if you see all the people who are doing positive, all the influence speakers, all the people that like Tony Robbins, Brendan Burchard, Dean Graziosi, Russell Brunson, what else is there? There's Jim Quick, there's Tom Bilyeu, there's loads and loads of people who are positive people, who are changing their mindset, who are becoming better, who have got a growth mindset and wanted to expand and be more positive. If you look at their lives, you'd think that what they're doing is just not even right. It's magical, because they seem to be so happy all the time. They seem to be getting all the life that they want because they haven't been limited by negative beliefs. They haven't been held back by their negative thoughts. They've grabbed them, squeezed them, threw them away, and started to live more positively. They've started to put more actions into focus. They've started to learn and grow. And the best way to, become better is to learn. And if you're learning and you're inspiring yourself, then obviously you're going to be more positive because you're becoming better. You're living happy. You're more grateful. You're more inspirational. You're more spiritual because you're connecting with yourself and realizing that all this other bullcrap that's out there is actually irrelevant. It is completely and utterly irrelevant. If you are living your best life by doing whatever makes you happy and whatever you want to do in life, then who's won? All the naysayers or all the people that's behind you shouting at you and calling your names? Or is it you that's in front, walking and strolling and happy and just positive and just towards your goals, thinking, you know what, nothing's ever going to beat me down. Nothing's ever going to change my mood because what I might think is bad, someone else might not. Whatever I think is positive, someone else might not think that. So it's all in perspective. You come across as positive, you come across as what you believe. And if whatever you believe is what's gonna dictate if you're gonna get what you want or not. If you believe you can or you believe you can't, either way you're right. That's a great quote by Henry Ford, and it is so true. Doesn't take much to start consciously thinking about your thoughts, and the more you consciously think about your thoughts, more throughout the day you'll catch yourself having the negative thoughts, spin around, turn it around into positive. How can I change this? How can I make this better? What can I do to improve my mood? It's as simple as that. And the more constantly you do it, you'll spend even more time positive, and it'll just become a habit. And after a habit, it becomes a personality. So once it becomes a personality, it's a part of who you are. It's a part of who you are. And that's what we want. Because I've got loads of things that I'm trying to change that I don't like about myself. And it has just been created by years and years and years of being negative, by being all this crap that's come into my life that I could have quite easily changed, but I didn't know how. Because I grew up in a place where I didn't get taught it. No one gets taught it. No one gets taught it in schools. The parents generally don't. It's only more this newer age that it's starting to come out. Now there's more internet. People can share their message. People can share it out there. That we've come to the realization that we can change the way we are as a person. It's so easily done if we take our conscious thoughts and we take our conscious minds and just put it towards what we want to do. But hey, that's it for today anyway, guys. I hope you've liked today's podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Before you go, there is a free course that I'm doing. It is called it's called How to Reconnect with Yourself and Find Happiness Without Other People's Judgments. Now, this course is a 6-week free live workshop. You get it to experience it free if you just help me out. All you need to do is go to freedomliveschool.com/free-live-workshop. Fill out one question, press submit, and hey presto, you have entered to experience the course for free. The reason I'm doing it for free is because I want to make it the best transformative program I can, and I want to make sure that I've got everything that I can think of inside of the course. So it will give you the best results possible. Now, as well, I am doing interviews on the show, so if you'd like to come on the podcast, then comment below and I will get straight back to you. Next week, I should have 3 guests on. Hopefully, I should have, in fact, no, not next week. I'll have 1 person next week. I should have 2 people this week. I think that's how it is. 2 people this week, 1 person next week. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon.